Before we get started with today's video, I'd like to have a moment of silence for all of those who have unsubscribed from my channel. That's long enough. Those of you who are still here and subscribed to my channel, I just want to say thanks for being part of my family. Now let's get on with the video. Today we're coming to you from the Dunmore Cemetery here in Dunmore, Pennsylvania. It's one of the most beautiful, amazing cemeteries in all of Lackawanna County, if not Northeast Pennsylvania. And in this video, we're going to take a walk around the cemetery here, show you some of the amazing crypts, mausoleums, tombstones, burial areas, and just the beauty that surrounds this whole cemetery. It's very large, very expansive, and very amazing. You're invited too. So come along with me as we explore the Dunmore Cemetery. Now, I don't have any information as far as the history on the cemetery. I did look it up online, and there wasn't much to be told, but I do know they do offer tours here at select times throughout the year, where you can come here with a group of people and get led on a tour where they do share some of the history of the people that are buried here. I will try to leave a link down below in the description for their website in case you wish to get more information about that. We're going to do just a little highlights tour here. I'm not going to show you the entire cemetery. I want to show you some of the more amazing plots here, but nonetheless, it's a very popular cemetery with locals. People come here walking, exercising, taking pictures, and you get to see some of the amazing mausoleums that are here. Now, it's hard to see inside here, but there is stained glass and it looks pretty ornate, especially with these gates that are enclosing it. They got built-in benches here, and it's just a very beautiful mausoleum, one of dozens of them that are here. You can imagine the amount of money that was put into this. Sorry, I can't give you a better look. That's pretty much all I could do, but there are some of them though we could get better looks at, and we will try to find and show some of those. This one right here obviously has some history tied to the area. You see the name above it? Scranton. You guys know Scranton is a city in Pennsylvania here, just bordering Dunmore. Not sure how the tie-in relation is to that, but the name definitely caught my eye. But we'll get a closer look, see if we can get a peek through the windows there. I gotta say, I really love these doors. I'm not sure if these are brass or bronze. You guys could probably tell me better, but I do love the doors though. You can see there is a number of crypts in here. There's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, a total of 8, but it looks like 1, 2, 3 of them are occupied. So there's Ada, there is Robert, and I'm trying to see who that is. It's like Joseph Augustine Scranton, which is actually cracked. You can see the crack going right down the middle of it. But it's got the stained glass windows on both sides, I believe. Yep, right there too. This is an open air window. It's not sealed up like the other one with the doors, the glass doors. This is open air. So obviously animals could get in here, but still really interesting. Just a quick note too, make sure you stick around to the end of the video where we'll have a photo montage showing some of the amazing pictures I'm able to capture here today. You won't want to miss that. This is a beautiful picture right here. You got all different types of tombstones, trees in the background. And as we pan over, we see that huge mausoleum over there, which I believe they're doing work on. So we'll see if we get a closer look at that a little bit later. I do notice a lot of these tombstones don't have dates on them though, they just have names. Like this one here, Shearer, Dickinson, the one behind it, Penman, but no dates. Very breezy today too, so I do apologize if there's any wind. I'm using my external microphone with the wind muff, so hopefully it eliminates some of that, but let's continue on though. See, here's another one. Schotten. No date on it. Osterhot or Holt. These ones do though. Looks like the oldest one here is possibly 1840, it looks like. Here's one too that has its own personal set of steps. Pierce. Horatio Pierce, 1816 to 1889. That's a dated one. And Sophronia, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, Pierce, his wife, 1819 to 1890. Boy, they died almost a year apart, February 3rd, 1889 to February 21st, 1890. Probably died of a broken heart. Now here it looks like we have the Fish family plot, again with their own steps. Father, mother, and back here, Morris Fish, Laura Fish, James Fish, Edith. It's probably children or siblings. But it's nice that they're all here together as a family. I do like these type of tombstones better. These tall, narrow ones, they are more distinct than the traditional rectangle, square-shaped ones, but these ones really are eye-catching. And there's quite a few of them here too. This one, let's take a walk over here. This looks a little bit older. It's definitely weathered. It's hard to read it. I'm trying to see. This is wife of Jas Johnson, died July 4th, 1880 something. 41 years old. Look at the top of this too. It's almost like calcite or calcium or something leaking out of it. There's another one, son of James and Elizabeth Johnson, died 1879, 11 years and 20 days. That's only a little boy. It's sad reading some of those ones, knowing it's someone who didn't get to live their life expectancy. Especially touches home to me with having Lily, who's only 12 years old. I can never imagine having to deal with the loss of a son or child. This one here, Charles Pearson, 1805 to 1859. And right now I'm going to do what I like to call a revealing shot. I'm going to pan to the left here and show you what's behind it. Is that not beautiful or what? Almost resembles a small church. See if you get a closer look at it and find out some names or dates on it. Boy, that is beautiful. Stonework, big stained glass circular window. No names on it though. I'm not sure what this is used for, if it's a mausoleum or if it's used for a type of service. But it is nonetheless an impressive structure. Now this next one here even has its own stone fence surrounding the Dixon Mausoleum. It's got a black, almost like a wrought iron gate. What looks to be like an angel's or cherub on the top of it. We'll get a closer look at it here. 1885. This one is really beautiful. It's got the little stained glass window just above it there. This one I like. It has the columns, the cross on top, and the fence surrounding it. Really makes for a beautiful, peaceful location here. This cemetery is so big and so popular they even have porta-johns here. for people that are strolling around the grounds. Now these ones, even though they are important to someone, they don't stand out as much obviously as the bigger, more impressive tombstones and mausoleums, but nonetheless there are grave sites everywhere. This one, John Perry, 1863-1911, Ella Perry, 1876-1947, Viola Siegel, 1806-1962. Just some random ones I'm mentioning. There's ones scattered all on this hillside here. A lot of them are these flat stones too, so you almost can't even see them. They look like sidewalk pieces, but they are in fact tombstones. These ones look a little bit older. Oh yeah, look at this one here. William looks like William Peer, born April 13th, 1797, died July 17th, 1887. I believe that's 90 years old. Trying to see, some of these are hard to read. 1830 to 1870 something. I didn't realize there was that older ones here, so definitely goes back quite a bit of time. Now look at this shot here. I mean, this gives you a good perspective for the size of this cemetery. You got this big mausoleum right in front of us here with the dome top and the hillside in the distance with just more countless tombstones and more mausoleums. It's really incredible. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, the best way to show your support is to give the video a like. It's free and only takes a second. And this one here looks like something from the White House. That is grand scale. And you can only imagine the price tag when that was built, or today how much it would be valued at. Crawford Shepherd. This is one of the larger ones I've come across so far. This one is sealed up. We'll see if we get just a glimpse inside. I'm gonna switch camera views here. Sorry, it won't show through. But there is, it looks like at least two, it looks like maybe 6 tombstones in there. Not tombstones, sorry, crypts. We got that one there in the hillside. Head to that one next. This one right here is Boyes, B-O-I-E-S. I don't know about you, but to me it resembles like a small castle with these circular areas out here. I don't know what they're called, but I think we get a peek inside. Let me switch camera views. You can see there's a whole bunch of crypts in there, but only a handful are occupied. We got the boy's name right there. All right, continuing on, I'll just show you what's here as we're making our way further back. This is the Green family. Husband, wife, wife, husband, mother, father, daughter. Look at that one there. It's like almost chiseled out of stone. I did contemplate doing a live stream here, which I thought would be interesting as we could experience it live, but the only problem is further back in the cemetery, certain parts of the signal does pretty much go away, where I wouldn't be able to stream. It'd be pixelated and freezing up, so I am doing a edited video for you guys, but nonetheless, I'm still happy to share it with everyone and looking forward to seeing your thoughts in the comment section. All right, now here's one of the crazier tombstone I've ever seen. Look at that. Zimmer. And it's in the shape of a pyramid. How cool is that? Now, I'm not sure how the burial works for these because there's a number of name plaques on there. I don't know if they're buried around it or underneath it. But that is so unique. John and Teresa Zimmer, 1866 to 1912 and 1867 to 1912. Oh, they died together July 4th, 1912. Definitely have to take a couple pictures of this. Okay, so what the game plan is we just left the pyramid. We're going to continue down the driveway here, going to the further back section of the cemetery. I think there's one or two unique ones I want to share with you. And then we're going to head back in this direction, check out some of these, and then work our way to the other side over there. So still a bit more to come. This one here caught my eye. You can see the tree is starting to grow right around it. Wouldn't be surprised if the roots are going into the vault. Kind of crazy. Now look at this one here, Wolf. This one is really beautiful. They got the trees on both sides of it. I guess they would be flower pots, but just the whole setting of this and the way it's inscribed on there, very beautiful. But we're continuing on. Oh, this one here, look at. There's so many cool ones here. These ones have like statue faces, Esther and Harold. And this one here, Grogan. It's got the angel sitting on the bench and even the picture there. Arthur and Jill. 1967 to 2013. Jill, 1972, is still alive. It's another sad one, but equally as beautiful. The one thing I do love here is the amount of trees and shade. It's not a big open cemetery exposed to the sunlight. There's a lot of shade here and beautiful areas that are mixed in between. Especially right here too. There's a huge tree here, and underneath it is just littered with headstones. I also may have been mistaken too. Some of those areas inside the mausoleums I was calling crypts. I think those are called vaults, if I'm not mistaken. So if I did say that incorrectly, my apologies. You got that one there. It's a lot of items around it. Coleman, Baranski. Someone's doing a good job of taking care of that. They got it outlined with the border stone and the white cobblestone. Very nice. Now over in this direction, we're closer to the roadway. You can see there's a Burger King across the street. These are all very small tombstones. I wouldn't be surprised if these are maybe for military, but I'm not exactly sure. I don't want to speculate, but that's just my guess. But over on this side too, we got more traditional headstones here. But again, we're heading to the further back part. I do believe there's one or two really unique ones I want to share with you. So if I see anything along the way, I'll be sure to share it with you. Otherwise, we'll pick up when we reach our next location. All right, this next one I'm going to show you is pretty amazing. Look at this. Not only the size of the tombstone, but the inscriptions on it and the way it's decorated. Has Father Michael A., 1940 to 2006. To Mother Dolores, 1942, still alive. But some of these inscriptions on here are really amazing. So if tears could if tears could build a stairway and memories a lane, I'd walk right to heaven, up to heaven, and bring you home again. Looks like Sherry or Cherry, your name is. You can see the stone here, how it's kind of carved and etched. We got Corvette, and I'm not familiar with that car. It might be maybe an Impala. Some rifles. And another car, looks like a Chevy. But somebody really took their time. Mecca. So that's the family name. It's one of my favorite ones here so far. I love that gold. The inlay. Oh, that's beautiful. Some of these ones here are more recent. 2002, 2010, 96, 96. I guess this is more of a newer area for burials. Those two right there in the back have some family photos. And some more nicer ones mixed in here. Brianna Gallagher, 1998 to 2009. Another nice one there, Monica Patel. Nicely decorated, although the flower pots are tipping over, but still, nonetheless. That one, 9 years old. Very sad. Carissa Dart, born March 5th, 1980. That's very close to when I was born. I was born March 4th, 1981. She passed 2002. I do like that bench. It says, have fun because time flies and before you know it, it's over. Truer words had never been spoken. This here, I'm not sure what this is. There's a bunch of little pumpkins here with some painted stones. And a picture here of a group of people. I don't know if this is just like a memorial for something or someone. I don't think there's a burial here that I'm aware of. I could be mistaken, but it looks more like a remembrance of, it's like over a dozen people. Up here though, we have a very big plot. Even has its own little steps and sidewalk. And it looks like 3 of these are occupied. 3 of them are empty. But there's a nice bench there. And almost like a altar. It's a nice big slab of marble, I believe, or no, this is granite, sorry. Granite bench, granite top here, but I did notice there's a lock on this. I'm wondering if they keep something in there such as maybe someone's ashes or items for a type of service here. I'm not sure, but if you guys know anything as to regards to what we're looking at or what this is for, comments will be greatly appreciated. Now, this one here resembles more like a vault. No windows, no way to see inside, just a sealed up marble building. And this is for Angel Lucia Gugliotti. And this one over here, once you get past the trees, is quite striking in its height and design as we get a closer look at it here. That one is unmistakable to find here. That is roughly probably 20 feet tall. George R. Logan family. George and Gladys. I'm guessing they were probably prominent people. Over here we do have, again, another spread of traditional looking tombstones. Oh, there's a nice one in the distance there. I'm going to zoom in a little bit and show you. You can see that one with the guitar there. That's really nice. I don't want to walk too far in there and walk on the grass or the plots, but that's a glimpse of that one. Then over here we have the smaller vaults. Again, my apologies. I keep getting mistaken between vaults and crypts. I made the mistake of that when I did the abandoned mausoleum video, but I think the vaults is what the casket goes inside of to go in the ground, if I'm not mistaken. But again, if you guys know better, feel free to correct me. I'm just foggy with my memory. So this one here caught my eye because not only of its design, but as the number of people that are here. I'm almost certain these are little, I want to say vaults for urns for ashes. I don't believe there's actual caskets, it's just too small. But for the number of people here, I think each one of these is a spot for their ashes. There's a large number of people here though. Some of them still alive, others have perished. It says Dunmore Cemetery Memorial Garden. Here's some more over here. Dempsey is a popular name in this area. There's a Dempsey business, so possibly relation to that. But we're now making our way to the rear section of the cemetery. We're going to kind of follow the road back towards where we were earlier. There's a couple more things I do want to show you. But again, this is really expansive. You could spend all day here walking around, checking out all the different areas. Now farther back here, back through the tree line, there's another cemetery back there for, it's for a different, I shouldn't say a different church, but a different cemetery under a different name. You can't get to it from this one, but there are adjoining roads nearby that you can get to it. I believe it's an older, more rundown cemetery, which I may do a video on in the future. Won't be today, but I do know when you look on Google Maps, you will see Dunmore Cemetery spreads back this way, and through the trees, you'll eventually see another cemetery. So if you're in the area here, you can spend literally all day checking out Dunmore Cemetery and that one. That one is not as impressive with the vaults and mausoleums and stuff, but it is older and looks more abandoned type, like more run down. Here's a couple nice ones too. Sabia, Bernard, Judy, and Virginia. There's Shiroshik. Got their picture on there. Again, some of these are quite nice and very unique. I've never seen some of these before. I wasn't even aware that some of the designs you could get made on them is equally as impressive and really helps make it personal to the people. And back here there's a bunch that are all really decorated. We'll just take a little gander down here. This one here too, I've actually seen at the one cemetery that I filmed with Cliff and Ransom. It had the same type of design. It had the urn covered in like a shroud up there. And that one stood out to me, so that one is very recognizable. But as we look in the distance here, you can just see it goes on and on. But we are making our way that way back down the hillside, so we'll be over that direction next. Now if you look right here, you do see a fence line, an older rust-colored chain link fence that is the border for the other cemetery that I mentioned. So these do come within close proximity, but the other one is, again, further down, and you will have to access it from a separate entrance. I do have to say that coming here, walking around, really helps clear your mind and helps you get your mind off everyday life, because you're focused on not only the beauty here, but when you start reading the names and dates of these people, it really kind of indulges you into their lives and imagining, hey, who were these people? You know, were they important? How did they die? Are they still being honored or remembered to this date? So cemeteries, some people see them as a negative place. To me, it's a very beautiful and peaceful place, especially one like this that's so ornate and beautiful and unique. I don't see how anyone couldn't enjoy themselves walking around here. Now this one here is really tucked away. Edward Jones. It's kind of hiding under the pine tree here, but it's another family plot. We got Frank. No, this is different name. Sorry, no. I'm getting confused here. This says Frank Ward, Mary Jones Ward, Elizabeth Jones, Edward Jones, Mary Jones, Edward, and Jeanette. It is sown a natural body. It is raised a spiritual body. It says that on the face of it there. Got another date one here. Father and mother, Jacob Moore, 1798, 1876. His wife, Sarah, 1797, 1855. Okay, so this next one here is completely sealed up. I think it's considered a crypt and not a mausoleum because you can't enter inside of it. This is Dr. N.Y. Leet. It's built into the hillside here. Next to that one is A.D. Spencer. This one has some openings there. We're going to see if we can stick the camera in there and take a peek inside. So I'm sticking the camera in there. You can see there's a number of different members in here. Looks like some dated ones. 1913 they died, 1907. So that's a look inside the Spencer mausoleum. Now this next one here is one of my favorite ones. I have seen this one before when I came to the cemetery in the past. This is the Miller family mausoleum. It is adorned with Christmas trees on the outside, but the inside is quite unique and elaborate. I'm going to get a closer look and show you what's inside of it. You can see we got the Miller name right there. Got this black gate with the bell. But inside, though, is simply amazing. I'm gonna kind of show you. I'm not in total remembrance of who this is, but it's someone of significant importance. This is G.A. Miller, funeral director and undertaker. And that's some date at 1903. Okay, so that's who he is. But look at the items that are in here. This is incredible. And then over here it's hard to see. Let me kind of pick up here. Got some pictures. It even has a chandelier inside of sorts. Yeah, so this one is really amazing. Miller Bean. I don't know if that's Jim Bean or what kind of liquor that is, but I like the feather pen dipped in the ink. Even have a doormat. This is just something you don't typically see at a cemetery. It almost reminds me of Al Capone's jail cell, how it's so fancy and elaborate with the personal items and possessions that were left behind. But this Miller, as a funeral director and undertaker, must have been or had some significant importance. That's amazing. All right, making our way down the other section now, we came upon a few more of these personal mausoleums. Got a row of 5 of them here. This one is the most prominent of them all, Brooks. Got the beautiful steps, those big flower pot bases, and looks like some lion head door knockers or door handles. There's a little bit closer look, you can see those door handle. I think those are lions or tigers. Oh, we got a furry little friend. He just went in this hole. I think that's the Pennsylvania Lottery groundhog. Gus, you see him on the commercials. He's like, I see you. I see you too. We'll leave him be. This one here is Williams and has a very kind of gothic look to it. Definitely a whole different look compared to that one there. But we're going to see if we could take a peek in the window there really quick. This one does have, looks like the lion's head. There's a look inside. Not a whole lot to see. There's another one, Carlucci. Has a nice tombstone. Looks like logs on the bottom. And up on top it has a nice design. It looks to be almost like a flame on the very top. If you could do me a favor too, while you're watching this video, make sure you comment down below. Tell me what your favorite part that you have seen so far, whether it's one of the tombstones, mausoleums, or even if there's a family name here that maybe gives you some memories of a loved one. I'd like to hear your thoughts, so let me know. Okay, just to give you a visual as to where we are now and where we came from, we were just down there by those 5 mausoleums. We followed the road up here and are now by the Von Storck mausoleum. A little smaller compared to the other ones, but still nice in its own way. But we're continuing on, we got more to see. This one here, Peck. It says Reverend George Myers Peck for 52 years, a faithful minister of the Methodist Episcopal Church, born April 17, 1820, died February 16, 1897. Sarah Louisa, his wife, born April 24th, 1819, died May 30th, 1902. So there's another part of the cemetery, which I'm not sure if this is actually part of the Dunmore Cemetery or the other cemetery I mentioned earlier. I'll have to look on Google Maps. I'll put it on the screen and let you know which one that is. So these next few here are, again, very impressive. This one is much larger than the other ones we've seen here. This is Meyer Davidow. That is a big building for a personal mausoleum. Over here next to it we got Samuel Samter. And looks like behind the tree here, Krotowski. Another nice one. Again, depending on the type of person it was and their wealth, they're designed differently. Some of them are more ornate and elaborate than others. Others are more plain and not as extravagant, I guess you could say. But either way though, I mean, These don't come cheap. If anyone has any idea of what the cost of these would be roughly, whether when they were built or in today's market, I'd love to know. I mean, if I was to guesstimate, I'm probably gonna be way off. I would say if this was built today, I would guess easily over 100,000, but I could be way off. I do know the regular tombstones like these aren't cheap either. They go for a few $1,000s themselves, especially the ones that stand up. I know the ones that are smaller that lay on the ground are cheaper. I've had to kind of go through that when my grandmother, both grandmothers passed away, my uncle and other relatives. So unfortunately, you know, death is a part of life and it's unavoidable, but it comes down to how people deal with it afterwards. Everyone's allowed to grieve, but you can't let it affect you and take away your remaining years too. I do know more often than not, when someone dies, a husband and wife, especially when they've been married for a long, long time, 50 years or so, and they had a really strong bond, when one of them passes away, it's not uncommon that the other one passes away a short time later, just from having a broken heart, from being lonely. And that is sad. At the same time, it's also reassuring that not one of them is here by themselves suffering. They're both together again. So you always have to try to find the bright side of things, and that's my take on it. If you guys have other thoughts on, you know, what we're talking about here, you're welcome to share them as well. So this one here, one of the main featured ones when you come in the entrance, is having some work done to it. Looks like maybe some patchwork or updating. Can't get too close to it, but we'll go around to the other side of it and at least show you what it looks like from the front side. This one here has a familiar name too. It's a pretty big plot here. The name's Archibald, and that is the nearby town by Dunmore and Troop. So I wonder if it's like a founding member of it or any tie to the town, but definitely stands out to me. Archibald, Pennsylvania. Here's looking at the main entrance, and you can see for a, let's say, yeah, Wednesday afternoon, it's a busy, popular place. And here is that magnificent structure we're looking at. This says receiving vault. Not sure what that means or what it's used for. And up here near the front too, we got some more vaults and mausoleums. And of course, there's my car over there. So we're gonna wrap up the video here momentarily. All right, everyone, that's gonna do it for today's tour of the Dunmore Cemetery here in Dunmore, Pennsylvania. What do you guys think? Pretty incredible, isn't it? This is one of my favorite cemeteries I've ever visited, and one of the best ones in Lackawanna County. There are several cemeteries in the local area. This one really stands out for not only the way they take care of it, it's really beautiful, the environment here with the trees. When you're in the back section, it's really quiet, and just the amount of things to see here is breathtaking. You could take hundreds of pictures here. I've taken a few dozen myself, which means make sure you stick around for that photo montage. You're not gonna wanna miss it. I got some really amazing photos. But come here for yourself. You can see there's people walking around, enjoying it, taking pictures, feeding squirrels, and just enjoying the serene atmosphere here. Again, down in the description, I will try to provide the link for their website for tours that they do offer here about history. And I figured we're coming up on Halloween now. It is in October. This is a good time to share locations like this. Cemeteries are a special place to many people, including myself, for many different reasons. And again, if you saw anything throughout the video as far as a favorite mausoleum, vault, tombstone, name, anything, make sure you let me know down in the description. I'd like to know your thoughts on it. And if you've ever been here before, tell me what you think of this place. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching today. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video.